Join the Our Game Supporters Club at Patreon for €5 per month to get audio podcasts of the Hurling and Football Show and much more exclusive material.
I interviewed Patrick Horgan not so long ago, John, and he was talking about the level of preparation he puts in. I get the sense that he's meticulous in his preparation with everything. Was that your experience of him?
Yeah, like our training would have started with Cork at 7:30, and Hoggy would be there at 5:30. And
that early?
Yeah, Hoggy would be there at 5:30. Owen Cadigan just 5 minutes later, Alan Cadigan 5 minutes later. And then, about 6 o'clock, Hoggy would go out on the pitch, himself and Alan Cadigan, and they'd have 5 balls each. He'd put them down on, more or less 40 yards out from the goal, 5 balls in the line, just run onto it, pick it up, stick it over the bar, back, second ball, third ball, fourth ball, fifth ball, go in, pick up the balls, go to the other side. And then you'd look at him doing that and say, that's great prep. And then you go down to Parky Keeve or Thurles and say, Jesus, he was doing that the other night in training. So he's replicating, at 6 o'clock on a Wednesday evening in Parky Ring or wherever we were training. And when Doug Howlett was involved with us in 19, and Howlett used to say that every Thursday before an All Blacks match, he'd catch 100 balls in training, and he'd get someone to kick Gary Owens or whatever the word is, and he'd catch 100. And he said, and when it came to Saturday, I knew exactly I had my work done and I was going to catch the ball. So, these guys have their work done. And if you look at them, I don't know Tony Kelly personally, but Dara would probably testify for him that he does extra time, which you don't see. No one sees that. Nobody sees Hoggy. I was at a league match there a couple of weeks ago, SARS in the Glen, and Hoggy is down there with the kids striking the ball against the wall. So you have a 10-year-old young fella, and alongside him is Patrick Horgan. So it's you know what I mean. It's just constant practice, really.
Is that true of Tony there, Dara?
Yeah, interestingly on that, what I was told over lockdown was they would have been prescribed their running session to do, and say it was a 10K that they were prescribed to do in a week. Tony would always do 12, and then all the results would have been published to the whole panel. So Tony was always doing 2-3 more than what he was supposed to. Then the other lads were thinking, oh shite, I have to up this a bit as well. So Davy Mack, John, all these guys, they started doing the 12, 13, and then Lohan changed the target to 13, and not straight away Tony was up to 16. So always just doing a little bit more than what was prescribed. And you could see what I was told was that the rest of the panel was responding to that and getting their own levels that bit higher as well. So that's the sort of guy he is. Tony, I think he wants to go down as the best ever Clare hurler, possibly the best ever hurler, and you can see that in his preparation. He prepares as well as he possibly can, and he's always working and improving his game. It's looking like he's not going to be far off it the way he's going.
Yeah, actually, Patrick Hickey, one of our regular viewers and commenters, sent me an email last night. I asked him, was it okay to read this out? And he said it was. And he goes, I want to tell you a good story about Tony Kelly and the mark of the man. My passion for hurling came from my father, a proud Clare man. I was brought to games when people had no money in the 80s. Anyway, after 2013, I was on cloud 9 buzzing about Clare. 6 months later, my dad was told he had 3 months to live. Tony Kelly, at age 20, came out and sat with my father for 2 hours, chatted hurling, handed all the kids hurleys in my extended family, and sent my daughter birthday cards after. People never see this side to inter-county players. It's things that people should know more about, off-the-field stuff that inter-county players do. Shows the mark of the man. And that sort of stuff, John, is very important to people, isn't it?
Yeah, hugely important. And Nash and Hoggy and all those guys, Owen Cadigan, Bill Cooper, and that, they were doing an awful lot of work where nobody sees. And I know we all get ridiculed and we all get abused and all that, and you know what I mean? But there's an awful lot of work that's done off the pitch. You go to charity things, you're asked to just stand in for half an hour for a photograph or something. Hugely important. And a lot of the GA, over the COVID there for the last 18 months, a lot of GA clubs, individuals, and that have done an awful lot of unseen work that the community really appreciates, and that's great to hear about Tony Kelly.
Join the Our Game Supporters Club at Patreon for €5 per month to get audio podcasts of the Hurling and Football Show and much more exclusive material.